welcome, you lucky listeners, to another great episode of NH Unscripted. We are joined by Abraham Martin and John today. I know, not actually true. I am your Dion-like host, Ray Dudley. And we are coming to you from the YMCA-like digs of the WKXL studios. Baby, I can smell the chlorine from here. Let's see. Oh, you know the drill. I got my Nehru jacket on. I hope you got yours on. Fire up the lava lamp. Light a little bit of incense. Lean back on that waterbed because we are going deep today. Deep, baby. You are listening to us on your transistor radios, hopefully 1450 AM, 103.9 FM. Those are Concord-based, 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. And yeah, we got a URL. Come on, it's 2024. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. I'll give you a little bit more info about what's happening out there later. I need to thank my sponsor. It is almost November. You believe that, Jody? Almost November? My goodness. It's going to be kind of late, but, you know, hopefully, you lazy piece of junk. LRFence.com up in Guilford. That's Lakes Region Fence. But there, my friend Matt keeps a beautiful yard up there full of high-quality fencing equipment. Matt and his group up at Lakes Region Fence do outstanding work. I've been on their website, on their job sites, and they just do exemplary. It's really amazing to see the work that they can do. But, you know, it's getting towards the end of the year. The ground's getting hard, getting harder to dig holes. So you might want to go to lrfence.com. There's a button out there where you can press it and get a free estimate. Matt will come out and chit-chat you. He'll tell you all the good and the bad about putting up a fence. They do pool fences. They do property line, commercial, all that. LRFence.com. Thank you, Matt, for all you do for us here. We appreciate the sponsorship. All right, enough of that. Time to get into the cool stuff, because that's all we do here, cool stuff. Jody Donohue, did I get that correct?
Yep, that's right.
From, let me get this straight, Great New England. Hey, I almost said food truck. I want to do the other one first. Great New England Craft and Artisan Shows. It's in the house because my wife said I had to get her in and talk to her because we love their shows. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me some things about this Great New England Artisan and Craft Show. How did it even start?
What a name, huh?
Yep.
So,
rolls off the tongue.
Nice and long. Geez, let me tell you. Time to rebrand, I think. So it actually started as a bet. What? So I was, my kids were growing up playing sports at the Hampshire Dome in Milford, New Hampshire. The Hampshire Dome is a 94,000 square foot facility. It's beautiful. No columns. It's an air-supported structure, right?
It's crazy.
So my kids were playing sports there. I was always that stay-at-home mom helping to run all the tournaments. My girls ended up playing all 3 Division I in college, so you can imagine the tournaments and our travel schedule.
Yes.
So I was that mom that coordinated everything for the 200 players, the hotels, the travel up and down the East Coast. So the Dome also owns a Hampshire Hills Athletic Club next door. And same owner runs the lacrosse program there, the field hockey program. So when my daughters aged out of the program, the owner said, I can't lose you. What can we do? Can you come in and help us with tournaments and run some events and help bring in some additional revenue? And I said, sure, why not? So They have a banquet facility next door. And a lot of members were saying, can I come sell my Avon? Can I come sell lotions? Can I come Ushborn Books, all your direct sales? And I said, you know what? Yeah, let's book the function hall next door. We'll put the fireplace on. We'll have holiday music. We'll serve some cocktails up there. You guys just come one night. We'll invite members, and you just have a nice night. So it was so popular. We did it again the next year. Afterwards, we're sitting around talking, and the owner says to me, I dare you to fill the dome. I said, what? He goes, fill the dome with the craft fair.
Okay, I'm stunned. I've been in there.
It's huge.
Huge is an understatement. Oh, my God. So he bet you to do it.
Bet me to do it.
Your first year in there, did you do it?
I did it. First year in there, we had 150 booths. And you know how I did it?
Nope.
I guaranteed, you trust me. So first of all, let's back up. I had to do legwork. I had to go out. I interviewed 16 to 20 craft fairs. I went to the schools, the churches, and I interviewed the vendors and said, what do you like? What don't you like? I'm going to create it for you. So you tell me what you want.
Jody.
So we called it the first year, the Great New England Craft Fair. And I guaranteed those exhibitors, you give me a chance. I promise you'll make at least half of your booth fee back, or I'm going to reimburse you.
Girl, are you kidding me?
So I offered a guarantee.
What?
Refund their money. Yep.
The first year.
First year. First year.
So, oh man, this opens up so. I told you.
So ask me how many refunds I had to give.
How many refunds did you have to give?
One, $45.
You did?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
150 booths.
Wait a minute. That's crazy. So, you're telling me one booth still didn't make back $45?
Half of their booth. Our booths might be a little more. You saw that facility. It takes a lot of personnel.
That's
a lot
why
of
you're
staff. there's my expenses are pretty high, and we'll get to that point about the expenses. So, anyways, we did it, and then it was so popular, we said let's keep doing it, and then it kept getting higher and higher end products. Now I didn't need my direct sales in there. I didn't need commercial in there. Now I cannot be all handmade. So now I have to come up with a better name. I still have my crafts, but now I have my artisans. So now I've added the artisans to it, hence the long name.
Yeah, but what a difference it makes because, my wife and I, we love to go to craft shows. And what my wife, I was just talking to this morning. She's like, you need to ask her, what's the difference between just some mom and pop who has they put a sock and put a couple of eyes on it and and these real artisans, the real artisans.
Yeah.
I mean, when we walk in there, that's who we actually look for. The cutting edge people who are not doing what they did last year at some of the booth. They found that, I can do that. So they go out and they melt some metal and try to make something out of it.
Exactly.
But the people who actually invent the craft, the art, that item, that one-of-a-kind thing, we love that.
Yeah.
And that facility is unbelievable.
Yeah, we host 2 shows there a year. We just finished up our large fall one, so we had 168 booths. We try not to go too large so everyone has success. But now we are leaning more towards the artisan than the crafter.
Yeah, it shows.
So the artisan, we had people come in from New York, Delaware, Connecticut, Vermont. Now they're migrating to our shows, coming in from out of state and bringing their really unique products. We've heard nothing but rave reviews about that show.
I'll bet. Honestly, I really, that would not surprise me at all. Give out your URL information, your socials in the first segment, just in case we won't forget it. But
yeah, no, absolutely. Visit us. We are full for the rest of the year if you are out there and are an exhibitor, but you want to visit GNECraftArtisanshows.com. That's Great New England. So GNECraftArtisanshows.com.
I assume you're on Facebook, Instagram, all of those.
Yep. In addition to the website, we have a huge following, over 11,000 people on Facebook.
Okay.
Following us.
Man. All right, so let's kind of back up a little. That's a little history. Now, you started to talk about the filtering process. So obviously, I don't want to denigrate the crafters, but there is a different level, kind of like sports, right? There's different levels.
Absolutely.
There's AAA, and then there's the big leagues. So when people apply, or I assume they apply, how do they even, let's start there. You're a crafter or you're an artisan. How do they get in touch with you, and what's the process?
Sure. So applications, we have an online application site. So you just visit our website and click on that application link. They fill out an application. We do require photos. So we require several photos of their product and a photo of their booth setup. We do require them to complete that application, even for a wait list consideration. Once those applications come in, we have the jury process. I have a selection committee.
You do.
So every Wednesday we sit down we get on our Zoom call, and it's electronic.
Did you say every Wednesday?
Just about every Wednesday.
What?
Yep. We sit down and we have to we've received over 1,800 applications this year.
My God. Okay, so you have a team that adjudicates these. What is the criteria? Or what do you weight it as though, like, maybe it's something that nobody has ever seen before that carries a higher weight. Do you care? Oh, man, I told you this is going to go fast.
It did go fast. This is wonderful.
Jody Donohue is in the house. She is from the Great New England Craft and Artisan Shows, which my wife and I love. We love, love, love. We're putting a pin in it right there, though. You are listening to NH Unscripted. I am your happy to be out of bed host, Ray Dudley. Yeah, coming to you from the Fantasy Island-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord, 1450 AM, 103.9 FM, 101.9 FM for the gorgeous souls in Manchester. We love you down there. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Jody and I will be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted, and it's a beautiful morning. Yes, it is. I'm your Rascals-like host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the Gong Show-like conditions of the WKXL studios in Concord, 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios, 101.9 FM for the gorgeous souls of Manchester. Yeah, we got a URL. It's nhtalkradio.com. Don't pretend you didn't know it. Jody Donohue's in the house. We are talking about arts and crafts. No, I wouldn't. More artisan. We're going to lean into the artisan side of it right now. Jody, you were talking to me about the adjudication process for people who apply.
Yes.
You want to continue there?
Sure,
Okay.
absolutely.
How is it weighted?
So basically, it's opinion. You know, I have got a great team. We all kind of have different interests, different tastes. And we look at the applications. We sort them first by category. Mm-hmm. Jewelry is always number one. Number one, the most applications.
Yeah.
As soon as, we separate them by category, then we start looking at them and we're looking for differences. We're looking for high quality product materials put into it, the time it takes to make these products, location. We're always looking to add new artisans from different areas, offers new audiences to some of the exhibitors in there. So we look at it, we come up with it, and most of the time, the first time around, we're full. Most of our categories are full.
Wow. How many categories are there?
Endless. We have anywhere from eggs. People take intricate eggs, like we have bird eggs and geese eggs and goose eggs, and what else do they have? Different eggs, and they hollow them out, and then they make beautiful little scenes inside of these eggs. She did amazing last week. And they're not cheap. They run for like $200 to $400.
What do you do? They just sit on your shelf?
Yeah. It's a decoration.
Man.
A collector's item.
So obviously your job is to make sure that there aren't like 15 people with soap and 100 people with candles and
exactly.
Yeah. So what is, let's talk about some of the categories. What's the number one selling category or the most popular that you think?
The most popular as far as an application standpoint would be jewelry. Then you're right, your personal care with your soaps. Then your wood products. So one of our niches we like to pride ourselves on is that we do curate, and we're very careful about the amount of product of each category we put in. So for instance, last weekend, you probably saw 7 jewelers, of which all are going to be different. One would be beaded. One could be leather jewelry. One could be glass jewelry, sea glass, twists, sterling silver. So we really try to keep every category itself limited by product as well.
So, wow. Do you change seasonally too? So, for instance, Christmas is coming up, right? The holidays, Thanksgiving. Do you sort of know that that's going to happen, and so kind of front end load a few things that, or maybe it doesn't make any difference?
No, absolutely makes difference. In fact, I require that. I require that they, one, decorate their booth for the season. So we are coming. Our first holiday show actually is coming up November 9th and 10th here in Concord, New Hampshire.
Yep.
Garvin's Fall Road.
Yeah, where?
It's at the new Capital City Sports and Fitness Club on Garvin's Fall Road.
Right behind the Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes. Nice facility, renovated inside. It's beautiful now.
What's the date on that again?
That is November 9th and 10th.
Got you.
So that's coming up. So yes, that's our first holiday kickoff one. We'll have Santa there for some photos. We'll do holiday music. The decor will be full of holiday themes. We ask the artisans and crafters to please decorate their booth, offer gift sets. And a lot of them will now offer ornaments. Our motto kind of is never the same show twice, but always just as nice.
Good for you.
We do change up the different exhibitors for every show.
Yeah.
You have your favorites. We'll always have our favorites, but we're always throwing in adding a couple new ones.
Is
here
there a
and there
fee to
too.
get in?
Usually, yes. It's a $5 fee, which, sometimes people ask me, and I'm glad you brought that up. Sometimes on Facebook there's comments like, why do you charge? Not fair that you charge. Some charge and some don't. Exactly. That's
Dude, you
what
can
we
go
say.
along the road and pick up cans and come up with $5.
That's what we say. And you know what? There's a fair and there's a show. We are a show. There's a difference there. So we need the fairs. We need the schools. We need the churches to have their fairs. They're fundraisers. It's important. I suggest go support them. Please support them. They're going to be free because most of the time they're nonprofit. Mm-hmm. They don't have the expenses that we do putting on a show. They can have sponsors. They're nonprofits. Mm-hmm. We're not. We don't have those sponsors. We have to pay full price for everything. Not only that, but our expenses for just the staff. We don't have volunteers like nonprofits. We have staff.
Yeah.
Last weekend I had 5 parking crew on the whole time, Saturday and Sunday. We needed 5 people.
Thought about that. I'm thinking all internal.
Nah, we have buses to shuttle people back and forth along the parking lot. Insurance needs. So for $5, it also means you're serious about it. You're going to come in. You're not just coming for the specialty food samples. You're coming to buy, and you appreciate the handmade product, the quality of it.
Yeah, that's an understatement. I mean, honestly, we do. My wife and I love the shows. We try to go every year. We love the facility in Milford. And there's a couple of other ones that we've been to. Same kind of setup. And I do like the fact that people have to pay because it does sort out. You're going up to Laconia tomorrow. I know this show won't air by then, but it's pretty much open and free, right?
Yeah, it's a street festival. Yeah. It's different too. It's a festival. So you're not going to find, we talk to our jewelers and we say, listen, your high quality, your fine silver, $200 for a necklace. Not the place for you.
Not
it's a street
Laconia.
festival. But I will tell you, we're bringing in quite, we'll have some really nice products there. But there you're going to find more of your wood carvings, your metal art, your T-shirts, your soaps. Let's see what else. We have some jewelry in there, but it's going to be more of a price point. Your $40 bracelets and necklaces. So so we are bringing it in. We'll be located down Main Street and Pleasant Street, which will just. It's a nice little transition into our holiday season.
So the reason my wife and I like to go is novelty. We have found some incredible ideas there. Like we bought I don't even know how to put this. It's like a shovel. It is a shovel that the artist or the artisan cut out like it's a rabbit thing in there. And
absolutely.
It hangs on our front porch. I mean, it's gorgeous.
Yes.
That's the kind of stuff that I'm like, who thinks of that? Where did that idea come from? We bought a GameCube. I mean, it cost $700.
Yes.
We bought 2 of them. We were so
They're
impressed.
gorgeous.
Oh my God, it's
full of games on each side. Yeah, absolutely. Those are 2 artisans. Both of them you mentioned are in our shows.
Brilliant. And it's an heirloom that you can hand down.
Yes.
And that's why we bought it as a gift for another person in our family to hand down to their kids. That was just
wonderful.
So good.
And you slide off one side and you put all the pieces inside.
Yes, comes in a little bag.
Yeah.
All the pieces. It's got like Monopoly and checkers and chess, Parcheesi. It's incredible.
And it will last a lifetime. The products are high quality.
Absolutely. Hats off to that guy. I don't even know his name, but that's why we go. Because that's the stuff you're not going to find at like Walmart, in their Christmas aisle.
Exactly.
Oh, my gosh. So having named some of those things, what do you find people are most, besides jewelry? I'm not, and I do not want to denigrate the jewelry market, but I just don't get into jewelry. So
sure.
So, but when people come there, Are they looking for anything special, or like myself and my wife, we want the unique thing that has never been? One year I go and there's the saw blades from a table saw. People are painting, and that was good for the first year, and then all the other people jumped in. So I can paint a house on a saw blade,
Sure.
But what is some of the more unique things that that you find people love?
So we had one lady this past weekend, and she came in, didn't stay very long. Then she's walking out with this box. And she's got this huge smile on her face. And I look at her, I said, "What'd you buy? What'd you get?" She goes, "I have been thinking about this all year. It is a bubble gum machine turned into a light."
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
It's gorgeous. Quentin uses pipes, train tracks, pieces of a drill. He finds pieces of things. And he will invent something, lights, the coolest looking lights. So he uses a clarinet, and he makes a lamp out of a clarinet. But she heard the smile on her face. It was a bubblegum machine turned light. She was here last year at the show, 2023, saw it, thought about it for a year. Now, people can contact us. They can email us after the fact and say, in fact, I always receive emails. Ask me who that vendor was, and I'll put you in touch with them. Don't wait a whole year. But she came back and she found the lamp she wanted, and she wasn't the exact one, but it was close enough, and she was thrilled to have it after a year.
Oh, man, hang on. Give out your contact info one more time.
Where it can be found on line at GNECraftArtisanshows.com. That's GNECraftArtisanshows.com.
Uh-huh. All right, we're halfway through the show. You were listening to NH Unscripted. My, oh my, you lucky listener. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM in Cackett, 101.9 FM for the gorgeous souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is the URL. Jody Donohue is in the house. We're talking artisans, true artisans. We'll be right back. We are rocking today. We are your sweet cherry wine. NH Unscripted is what you're listening to. I am your Tommy James-like host, Ray Dudley. So happy to be out of bed. My gosh, I got my paisley pants on and my platform shoes. On your transistor radios, 1450 AM, 103.9 FM in Concord. I only have the 8 transistor because I'm a poor kid. All the rich kids got the 16 transistor. 101.9 FM for you beautiful souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. And it's that time of year. We're talking craft shows, artists and craft shows. Yes, my wife is just banging on me to get out there and get to more of them. Jody Donohue's in the house from the Great New England Craft and Artisan Shows. Jody.
Yes.
How many years you been doing this now?
This is our 9th year. Can't believe it. Feels like yesterday we started.
Are there any stories that stand out, like things that you wish never happened, or vendors that you're like, dang it, that did not work out, or stories that you want to talk about that are like highlights and everybody just couldn't get enough in that booth or whatever?
It's
come on, just you and me.
When you run shows and you have 100 to 200 booths for most of those shows, that's a lot of interaction with a lot of different people. It really has opened my eyes to be more accepting of people, understand that we are unique. We have differences, and that's what makes the world go round.
We do.
So we answer, we smile, and we ask them to please read the instructions and follow the rules.
And I'm sure they all do.
Oh, yeah. No, the most of them do. And honestly, it's if they don't, well, with 1,800 applications, we can fill those spots. So for the most part, everyone cooperates. They're happy to be there. They appreciate the fact that we're putting these shows on for them. And if there wasn't a need, we wouldn't put the show on.
Yeah.
So we're there for them to sell their products. During COVID, I want to back up a little bit. During COVID, I felt so bad for them that I would say this is probably a time that I feel the worst. They couldn't sell their products. Mm-hmm. Their money is in their inventory.
Yeah.
Their inventory is in their garage. There was nothing they could do. They would call me crying. Is there anything you can do? You know, some of them, this is a hobby, but the majority of the true artisans, you know, where they're actually have the beehive in the backyard and they collect the honey and they pasteurize it and make the lotion or make the soap.
Yes.
Those are the ones, this is their livelihood. This is how they put food on the table. So we went live. We went on Facebook Live and we started trying to sell their products for them. I would meet the artisans in the parking lot. We meet in Manchester at a parking lot. They would put their bins of product down on the parking lot, drive away. I'd pick up the products, put them in my car, went home, me and my kids, and we ran live. I had one daughter doing the slideshow. So on our screen TV, we would put up their website. I would be holding their products, talk about their products, and try to
Okay, that's beyond. I cannot
sell their product. My daughter was behind the camera. I had another one with a whiteboard writing down questions from Facebook when there was a question,
kidding.
so I could answer for them and try to direct people to their website and try to help them out.
Wow. Okay.
They were very appreciative of that, and I'm appreciative of everyone that supported them.
Yeah. Those are brutal times. Give me some stats if you wouldn't mind. Like, how many shows a year do you do? What do you call it? Sponsor, set up? What
host.
Run? Okay.
We host, yep. So we host shows. This year we did 14.
14.
14 shows. Yep.
So that averages to one a month. Are they pretty much one a month? Or
pretty much so. Yep. A couple times in the holidays, gearing up here. We have our Concord show coming up. Then we'll be in Hampton. We're actually part of LaBelle Lights this year for LaBelle Winery and Dairy. We're running our craft show there in conjunction with the Lights over Thanksgiving weekend. Then we go directly to Nashua at Nashua Community College. And then we'll finish up at UNH at the Whittemore Center.
Yeah. And my wife made me say she notices you're coming back to Concord for Easter, back to that facility. So she's got that marked on her calendar as well. What is the most, how do I phrase this? Which facility can hold the most people? How many people come through an average show?
So holiday shows, we'll get about 3,000 to 4,000 people coming through in 2 days.
In 2 days?
Yes. And I should note that as well. So it is a $5 entry fee for those indoor facilities to help with our expenses, but it's valid both days. So when you come on Saturday, you pay your $5 on your way out. If you think you're going to come back to purchase that item you left behind, ask us for a bracelet, and you'll get a bracelet and you come back on Sunday for free.
No kidding.
We always have free parking. There's always plenty of free parking. The largest venue we have is the Hampshire Dome.
It is.
Yeah, it is. And then the second largest, I would say, is right here, Capital City. Sports complex. Yeah,
Have you been there before?
We have not held a show there. Unfortunately, we had to cancel.
How big is it as opposed to the Dome?
I would say it's about 50,000 square foot of floor space. They knocked down some walls. They really renovated the place. The floor is gorgeous now. They painted the building. It's a nice facility, and we're so excited to have exclusivity there to offer our craft shows. And you're right, we'll be offering 2 a year there.
Wow.
Not the same shows. Again, our Easter show is geared more towards Easter.
Yeah.
All those basket fillers, spring decor, garden items, metal art, where our holiday shows certainly are full of gifts. We do free gift wrapping at some of our shows. Always photo ops with Santa too. Mm-hmm. So our facilities coming up are pretty large. Whittemore's, believe it or not, the Whittemore Center is not as large as the Rim, Capital City, nor Milford. Not as large.
That shocks me.
We can only fit in 103 booths there.
No kidding. What is the biggest? 150 is the biggest?
No, the Dome. We just had 168.
You did?
We did.
Wow. Are there some that you were? Are there some that just like stand out in your mind that you personally that you really vendors or their product that you're like you're very very glad that they are there? I mean, I don't mean to to get you to like choose. This is like, yeah.
My favorite.
My favorite kid.
My favorite are the ones that read the emails and follow the rules. They pay on time. They show up on time. They leave with their trash. Those would be my favorite ones.
Are there many that show up and aren't prepared? Like they don't understand the number of people who would go through. For instance, my wife and I had a gourmet applesauce business years ago, and we were invited to the Big E.
Oh boy!
Not prepared.
Big one.
Not prepared.
Whoops.
And I mean not prepared.
So as a show promoter, I would tell you, don't ever sell your last one. Don't sell your last product. Leave that up there. Get your notepad and start taking custom orders and make sure you ship those in a timely manner.
Good tip. Good pro tip there. Thanks. But are there people who don't understand the volume that can go through a lot of these shows?
I usually tell them and prepare them ahead of time. So again, as long as they've read, they understand what they're supposed to have. But some items, your turned bowls, your boards that they're creating, they kind of are one of a kind. So some of those items that they can order for you, but they're prepared. They come in and they know what their product's supposed to be, especially, and that's why I'm going to say this Concord show is going to be amazing. The Concord show on November 9th and 10th at the Capital City Sports Complex on Garvin's Fall Road. That's our first holiday show. So everyone's going to have plenty of inventory. Great. Because they have multiple shows coming up.
Yep.
So they can carry their inventory to the other shows. So that's why I think that one's just it's an amazing show. Our lineup is full of creative people, their products, their paintware, jewelry, pottery, leather goods. We have the egg lady will be back with her eggs, lanterns. I'm just trying to think of some authors. We always have some authors in there.
Yeah.
Some of them have the series, so it's kind of neat to go get
and
that
then
second
come back
book.
That's brilliant.
Come get the next one in line.
That's smart.
And always specialty foods. We'll always have your jams and jellies. Now, I can't say we have applesauce, though. Beef jerky, cannolis.
Oh, yes, I've had the cannolis. Yes, I remember that now vividly. Dang, I love cannolis. Oh, my God. As you can tell. Did you ever have a vendor who you weren't quite sure that it was going to work? Like you took a gamble that, I don't know, maybe making that out of milk cartons isn't going to quite cut it or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever
all the time. At times we wonder, like, are they, how are they going to do? We want them to be successful, so we don't want to set them up for failure. So, and sometimes we've been pleasantly surprised. Sometimes photos look better than the product itself, and sometimes it's the other way around.
Hang on. Oh my gosh, this is everything I wanted to know and more. Jody Donohue's in the house from the Great New England Craft and Artisan Shows. So happy I'm a hero at home because she's here, so just to let everyone know. You are listening to NH Unscripted. I am your host, Ray Dudley, with the bunny slippers on 1450 AM, 103.9 FM. That's Concord, 101.9 FM for you souls in Manchester, whom we love deeply. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Jody and I will be right back. And we only got one segment left and so many questions. Be right back. Yep, it's that time of year. NH Unscripted is the show you're listening to. We are your incense and peppermint kind of folks here. I am your strawberry alarm clock like host Ray Dudley, and we are coming to you from the dating game like digs of the WKXL studios. Yes, we are. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM, Concord. 101.9 FM, Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is the URL where you just can happen to go out there. There is a button to listen live. As well as you can find all the archives of this tremendous, what should be award-winning show, by the way. I just might mention that. And all the other shows that take place here at WKXL. In-house with me is Jody Donohue from the Great New England Craft Artisan Shows. Just rolls off the tongue, Jody. Just rolls off the tongue.
We'll rebrand sooner or later.
Thank you. for folks like me. Thank you. So you had mentioned, and then I do want to get into your other arm here, that some folks don't take rejection very kindly. Is that true?
That is absolutely true.
What?
It's almost like they take it so personally.
What?
You know, and we're careful to say your products were not accepted into the show.
Uh-huh.
And unfortunately, we can't take everyone. And, you know, I've had stories,
What?
people come to my house and knock on my door and they want to show me their product and explain why they're different. I had one lady wait outside the club for me. She could come in, showed me the club being Hampshire Hills Athletic Club in Milford, New Hampshire. I was in there getting prepared for a show, and she came in and showed me her product. Mm-hmm. And it had Elmer's glue dripping down the side, and it had pom-poms and different colors and seashells glued and dripping and...
I've been waiting all show
at first waiting for her to tell me it was her grandchild's, but it was hers. and I just looked at it and I just said, "Oh, that's nice. I'm sorry, we have a process. I need an application."
Oh, you're killing me.
But no, get this. She waited outside for me. So then when I went out to my car, she followed me to my car.
What?
She couldn't believe that she was denied. And we're setting up for the show and she wants a spot.
Oh, my God.
Just a little spot. That's what I love. I just need 4 feet, Jody. Just give me 4. I just need a tiny little space to sell. You won't even know I'm here.
Oh, that story does my heart good. You know, I've been to some of the little local craft fairs, and I know exactly that woman. I have been to that booth many times and just scratched not her in particular, I'm just using her as an example, but they're out there. That's why I wanted you to bring that up. They're out there, right? God bless them.
They try hard. They think that's their craft, and it is a craft. That's great. That is a craft. Craft. And that's good for the fairs. Go to the fairs.
Yeah. You know, oh my God, my dad, bless his heart, he was not good at any. Well, he was good at some things. He made me, but woodworking was not his forte. And bless his heart, he would be down in the basement of our house, and he'd be making stuff, and he'd come upstairs, and he was so proud. But you see stain like dripping down. He never wiped off the drip. There'd be urethane all over the thing, and I'm like, Dad, okay, yeah, I want to be kind, but they're out there. He was proud of it. He would not submit that, thankfully, to a craft show. Oh, you're killing me, Jody. You're killing me. What are some of the more unique things? Do you try to get something unique every year? Something that you're like, oh, we have never seen that before. And first of all, does it even happen? But
oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm still hitting the ground. I mean, I go and still visit shows constantly, introducing myself. You know, I'm constantly looking for more talent, unique products, and we encourage people, if you know of anyone unique, please send them our way. So we're always hitting the pavement. And out of state, I'll go out of state and be looking for things.
Speaking of that, how many vendors come from out of state?
Depends the size of the show, but we could have anywhere from 30 to 50.
That's a third of the show.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not just New Hampshire.
Wow. And so when they come in, did they bring things that are more regional for them, or are they just an artist?
Well, for instance, tomorrow at the Pumpkin Festival, we have a guy coming over from New York, Troy, New York, and he's bringing furniture. Beautiful furniture, and his wife paints on them. Like, she'll paint the top of it, like different landscape scenes, and some had pictures of like moose, and there's just beautiful pieces of furniture and wood. So they're coming in from New York. I think they're coming back to our Concord show there on November 9th and 10th.
Wow.
So it just depends what they offer. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Vermont, We have a couple people last week that came from Vermont. I think we had the author from Vermont. We had someone coming with sweaters, handmade knitted sweaters. Crochet is very popular right now.
Yeah.
So we have a couple artisans from Massachusetts come up with their crochet items, the vests, the ponchos, not just your little stuffies.
Yeah.
But
is clothing popular?
Not overly popular, but
Yeah.
tomorrow we'll have a couple T-shirt vendors with their unique designs.
That's got to be a tough category because T-shirts to me seems like it's...
T-shirt, we usually save the T-shirts for our food truck festivals.
Yeah.
Usually we tell people to come over for that.
She's
not
a
really our
segue
shows.
genius. What a brilliant segue. First of all, give out the contact information again for
the craft shows.
Yeah.
GNE craftartisanshows.com. GNE craftartisanshows.com. We're also on Instagram, Facebook. You can contact us via direct messaging on Facebook or use our Gmail account that you'll find on our website.
She has a signature in her email that's like a half a page long.
It's all our shows.
And
We got
in
a
that
lot.
signature, besides that, which is wonderful, by the way, I'm not hammering on you. It says you also do the Great New England Food Truck Festival.
We do. So we're really GNE
What?
events, Great New England events.
Okay.
From that is the craft and artisan shows and the Great New England Food Truck Festivals. We started helping a country club, with a food truck festival one year. And it was so popular and so fun. We continue it. It's the 9th year. We run it over there at the Hampshire Dome in Milford, New Hampshire, always the first weekend in August. So we run the huge food truck festival there, live music. We'll have axe throwing. We'll have 2 bounce houses. It is free for the kids. We have a free kids zone with bubbles and chalk, and we have it staffed so someone's watching them and playing with them as well. And then we'll have anywhere from 50 to 60 different vendors. And those vendors could be commercial. They could be direct sales. Some handmade. We definitely have the handmade products in our food truck festivals as well. And then the Kittery outlets had reached out to us during COVID,
They did?
trying to bring people to their outlets. So we offered a craft show, and then we also offered a food truck festival there as well. So we do that once a year over at the Kittery outlets. And now we have a lot of Maine-based food trucks, Maine-based vendors.
Yeah. The foot traffic up there must be crazy, right?
It's a
Kittery?
great show. Yeah, it's a great show. And we give a portion of the proceeds to the local lacrosse program over there.
Oh,
So through the funds, the first year we ran it over a couple of holiday weekends, and we were able to provide them with enough money that they were able to start a middle school program for both girls and boys.
Wow.
So last year we gave them money. They had to provide their own transportation and uniforms. So last year we were able to give them enough money for their uniforms. So hope maybe this year or 2025 we can get them enough money for transportation.
Dang. Do you do a lot of outdoor shows?
In the summer we do. So we'll usually May we'll have one, June
Yeah.
we'll have one, July, August, September. I'm sorry, not September, but yep, in the summers. And those are free admission through the summer when they're, outdoor venues. They're not as costly.
Yeah.
As the others. And we're very reasonable with our booth fees. You're anywhere from $125 to $250.
That really is cheap. I hate to
Very
say it.
reasonable.
Yeah, I've paid a lot of fees, and I'm telling you, and especially if you can get, okay, I did want to ask you, my wife told me to ask you this question. Are there some booths which people want, so how are booths assigned, and are there some which are more, I'm going to say profitable for the artists? Is a booth at the front where you first walk in more profitable than one that's way back in the corner?
Good question. Everyone has their own opinion on that. So some insist on being in the front. I want a premium booth. I'm paying more for this booth. I'll pay for this. I want a corner. And then other people, they want to be in the back because they think people want to look at it before they buy. They don't just walk in and buy.
Yeah. Oh, man, I told you. Right?
It goes fast.
There we are.
Yes.
Give me your URL
So we're
again.
GNEcraftartisanshows.com, and if you're interested in our food truck festivals, that's GNEfoodtruckfest.com. GNEfoodtruckfest.com.
Rolls off the tongue, Jody.
I know. Isn't this
Jody
wonderful?
Donohue.
Hey, you won't forget it, right?
No,
You're not
we will
going to forget it. How can you forget us? No, our shows are wonderful. Please join us.
Perfect. You have been listening to NH Unscripted. I am your happy to be out of bed host, Ray Dudley. Another award-winning, well, it should be, award-winning episode. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM in Concord, 101.9 for the folks in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Get out to the craft shows. My God, it's that time of year. Do it. Thank you, Jody.
Thank you.